Check it out. Dark Run by Mr. Mike Brooks. Look at that gorgeous, gorgeous cover. Look at that painting. Look at that John Harris painting. Isn't that fantastic? Not only that, but let's take a look at the sequels. Look at that painting. Look at that John Harris painting. Whoa. Great, great artwork. Great, great book cover design. Look at those books, man. These things are smoking hot. These are rad. These are dope. I'm Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon, published by Simon & Schuster Saga Press. We're going to be reviewing Dark Run by Mike Brooks. Dark Run by Mike Brooks, also published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. We've got the same publisher and the same editor, the same editing team, the same art directors did my book covers and these. And I say Saga Press does some of the best covers in the business. I love these covers. I love it when publishers put out books that got covers that are just cool. I mean, look at the covers they gave for my books. I mean, this is book 2, this is book 1. They go together just perfectly. I love it. I love that stuff. You know, if you've been following my reviews, I get jazzed about book covers. I get jazzed about book publishing and marketing and just the whole packaging of the thing. And I think these Dark Run books by Mike Brooks are spectacular. Not only that, but they're really damn good books too. And that's what we're here to talk about. We're going to give them a review. Well, at least we're going to give Dark Run a review. It's a great, great, fantastic space opera in the same vein as The Expanse, as Star Wars, as all the great space operas that are out there. Dune, Battlestar Galactica, Firefly, Star Trek. You mean we could keep naming them? Could keep naming them. Deathstalker. Everything. I mean, these are great. These are just great space operas. And it's got a cool. I mean, we've got our spaceship, our space smugglers, our crew of space smugglers on their spaceship called the Kiko. And Ichabod Drift is our space captain. Just a crazy, crazy, gunslinging, card-playing, Han Solo-esque space captain. And the Kiko is like the Millennium Falcon, and they've got a crew of smugglers. And they do smuggling stuff. You know, they're thieves and smugglers and assassins and all the whole thing. And it's great. Who are some of our other characters? So we got Ichabod Drift, the captain. We've got Tamara Rourke, his sort of co-captain. Apriana, he's a kind of like a big like fighter guy. Like he's got the tattoo. He looks like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson with all the tribal tattoos, you know. Just a bad kick-ass guy to have on your ship with you. We've got Jenna McCarthy. Not Jenna McCarthy, that's not right. I think that's a porn star. We'll just call her Jenna McKibbe, something like that. But anyway, she's sort of like the newest member of the crew. She's got a little bit of mystery of why she's on the crew. And we've got Micah, he's the Dutch guy. And we've got Gia and Cowie. They are twins, brother and sister. Gia is the pilot. Badass pilot. And then her brother Cowie. And they're on the ship. That's the crew. That's the whole crew. That's the whole badass smuggling crew. And they do smuggling adventures. And they get sent off onto an adventure there. And it's set in our own solar system here. And then there's some, they're set in our own solar system. And they get a job to deliver a mysterious package to Earth. And Nobody can know that they've delivered this package. They have to deliver the package to Amsterdam. They're somewhere out there in the solar system. They got to take this mysterious package. They're not allowed to look in the package. That's part of the payment. You don't look in the package. You just deliver it to these people in Amsterdam. And nobody can know that you were ever in Earth's atmosphere or space or on the planet. And those kind of smuggling runs are called dark runs, where nobody knows it's all on the down low. It's all on the down low, you see. You're smuggling. He's like this Han Solo smuggling stuff. I mean, Jabba the Hutt. It's kind of like, hey man, hey Han Solo, we're smuggling some stuff around here. Keep it on the down low. Keep it on the down low. And those are called dark runs. They could also be called down lows. But anyway, it is what it is. So they go out there to smuggle this thing, and half the crew don't want to do it. And here's the thing, writing advice. Let's do the writing advice right here, people. Let's do the writing advice. We've got this crew of smugglers on this ship, and Mike Brooks does a great job of creating tension between all of those characters. Even though they mostly pretty much get along and like each other, there is some pretty heavy tension going on. And if you want to learn how to write a series where you've got a bunch of people that are kind of joined together in sort of an Ocean's 11 type crew to go do a caper or a dark run or whatever they're doing, and they all kind of get along. Read this just to see how Mike Brooks sort of introduces different plot points of tension and drama between these characters to keep the story going. And that's important. It's a very important. Not only that, but Mike Brooks does a very good job of drawing us into the characters. Each one of them looks very unique individually. I think that's very important for writers to understand, is when you introduce your characters, you got to make sure that Ichabod Drift, your main captain of the ship, you got to make sure that the people understand what he looks like. And you've got to make sure that everybody on his crew looks a lot different and has a lot different personality. And Mike Brooks does a great job of that, of just describing the individual characteristics of each one of his crew, physically describe them. And then not only that, but he gives them different personalities on top of that. And then he gives them all conflict within the crew. And it's done masterfully. I was really impressed with that part of the storytelling. And so, there you go. You've got your hotshot star pilot, you've got your hotshot captain of the ship, you've got your big muscle guy, you've got your second in command, and you got a lot of, and half of them are male, half of them are female, and that's another thing that creates drama in books, is that sexual tension, and that banter and that stuff that goes, and the relationships that work and the ones that don't work out and the ones that get betrayed. And yeah, it all happens in this. It all happens in this book, where the crew falls apart, Everything's happy-go-lucky, and then the crew falls apart because they are smugglers. They are thieves and assassins and bar bouncers and they just ain't nice people. But they all got hearts of gold. They're all like kind of Han Solo and Chewbacca. So that's I love it. I love these books. It's a nice little trilogy of space opera stuff. And it's like right down the alleyway of The Expanse. In fact, that's the closest thing I can kind of compare it to, is The Expanse. But book number 1, Dark Run, absolutely great. In every conceivable way. Just the packaging, the writing, the story, super duper hot space opera. I give this 8.5 out of 10. Dark Run. Go out and get this series by Mike Brooks right now.